Hi friends, welcome back to my crafty desk. Sandra here at Blossom and Inspire. I'm still working on letters and numbers, my friends. I couldn't help myself. It's still on my desk from the last time we were together. And I've done a bazillion other projects in between. And when I came back to my desk to make something, I thought I still wanted to play with these. Well, I am having fun. But first, I just want to say hi and welcome to all my friends. I have a lot of new friends here, or we all have a lot of new friends here. Some of you may already know each other from other channels. I'm sure of it. But it's really cool. And thank you. Thank you for coming and hanging out, for subscribing, liking, for talking to me on the messages or, commenting. I love that so much. I try really hard to get back to everybody within a couple of days. Sometimes it takes me a little longer, and I apologize for that, my friends. But yeah, just I want to I don't like to just like fast comment. I want to make sure when I comment back, I'm like in a conversation, or like I'm sitting with you and hanging out with you, or something like that, or like a phone call or a text. So yeah, I want to have time so I can read, understand, and be friendly back, because you were friendly to me, and thank you. I appreciate that so much. All right, now, I took the big letters. I do like them. I thank you everybody for all the feedback. I do like them, and I did go on them, and I made a little stamp. Guess what? I wasn't paying attention. I just thought it needed to dry, but I used the VersaFine, and because it has a shiny piece out here, it's gonna smear. Does anybody have any quick tips that I could do to seal it? Is that all I need to do, is just seal it maybe? I have some of that spray, that artists use on their paintings when they're done, or I don't know. I bought some randomly once, and I do have some of that. I wonder if that would work. Anyhow, whatever. It doesn't matter, because I'm addicted to making these. I agree. I think these ones are kind of small, so I'm probably not going to be using them, but I need to do something with them to make something fun. Okay. Then I bought this. I have this punch, you guys, a teaser here. You're not going to see this video for a while, but I got a new punch at a estate sale. Videos are coming up. I'm only posting one haul video a week, and the haul videos are going all the way through July. So you're not going to see that punch for a while, but when you see that punch, you're going to be like, whoa, what the heck? I hit the jackpot. But anyways, enough of that. Gosh, I'm just like all over the board. I hope everyone's doing well. I really do. I've got a lot on my mind, and I cannot get a thought straight. Every thought's running into the other thought. And they're doing like T-bone. They're T-boning each other. That's what they're doing. They're T-boning and scissoring and cutting each other off. They're doing all kinds of things, and I can't keep, and that's what my brain feels like. So let me just slow down. Let me just take a deep breath. And let's start all over. All right, friends. I was playing around with these letters, and again, I keep saying numbers, but I'm just doing letters, and I thought they're really fun, and I think they could play out, in more than just my little deck of cards, letter cards for sales. As I'm looking at them, not these handwritten ones. These ones, these ones are not my favorite. I need to get rid of these ones. I'm just gonna stick them to the side. When I say get rid of, I'm just getting them out of my way. And these little ones right here, I'm gonna move. But I also think these can be dressed up. So I was kind of thinking like, I could maybe decoupage some like light tissue paper, some see-through stuff. I don't know, is rice paper like that? Just something over top of this, just to start doing some layering. I can just push that sticker to the back. Just push it to the background a little bit, and then dress these up a little bit more, and then use them. Another thing I can do is I can just cover this back up or something, and I can use the front, right? So these are, they're still good. I mean, I suppose these are too. I can just cover these up. But like I said, I'm going to put those over to the side because I don't want to play with them. I was trying to make my letters look better, and I was doing different colors, trying to figure it out. These little letters, no, those are no. Way too small. I'm going to put all of that just over there to the side and get it out of my way. This is just an extra one that I made, and that's how I found that smoogie. I know you guys are telling me don't use the VersaFine. You're saying use the Stays On or the archival ink, and for whatever reason, I grabbed this a little bit ago when I finished those letters. I was like, dang it. So I'm going to put that over there so I don't do that again. And then I do have, let's see, I do have a mess. Let me tell you, I have a mess. So I have a lot on my mind. Of course, we all have a lot on our mind. I'm juggling. I'm super juggling. And so we have what? The giveaway. If you haven't entered the giveaway for June, you know we do a giveaway every month, especially our new friends here. You might not know that. And if you don't know that, today you know, if you're watching this video. We do a monthly giveaway here. And you'll see there's a video that just posted. I usually post the video. I've been trying to be very good at this by posting the video about the giveaway in the first week of the month. And then we do the giveaways live, and we do it. Normally we'll do it the last Sunday of every month unless we're doing something else. Like, so this month for June, our giveaway is going to be the second to the last Sunday. I know it sounds confusing. Second to the last Sunday in June, because we're doing our ATC exchange on the last Sunday. If you want information on what the ATC exchange is, I have a playlist, and it's just go look at that, the 2025 ATC exchange, or just ask and I will send you some information on it. It's really fun. It's pretty easygoing. There's generally between 13 to 15 people that participate. That's myself included. Which, by the way, friends, I have not made my ATC yet. Oh my gosh, like really? Come on, girl. I was teasing before and I said this time I'm not going to do mine on video. And guess what? I think that's probably what's going to happen because I'm going to be having to wake up at like midnight to come down here real quick to make it. I'm not even going to make it onto my own showcase video. Anyways, so we have the giveaway this month. We have the ATC exchange this month. I've just jumped into the world of live sales, and so I'm prepping for that. So I have that this on Friday the 13th of June, 2 p.m. Pacific time. So yeah, so I'm prepping for that. Oh my gosh, and I'm trying to get everything organized. And guess what? If I did not think that that I was wild enough as doing all these things, the other thing I decided to do to myself, oh, see, look, I did that. I did try this. I have the wrong letter. I don't know what I'm doing. I was trying to see, what if I outlined that in black, and then if I drew a letter, not that letter, of course, it would be the same letter. It would be Q or P. So, but whatever. And then I found this. Isn't that cute? I'm thinking about using this in my ATC. I don't know. I haven't made it yet. I have lots of time. No, I don't. Anyways, so the sales, the live sales, and I have lots of cool stuff. I have so much cool stuff, but you know what I had to do? I had to go and decide what am I going to actually sell on that thing, because I have so much. I can't sell it all on one video or one live. We would be here. It wouldn't even be a day. It would be like, a year. So I'm trying to figure that out. I did get an inventory list written up, somewhat like a tracking sheet to make it easy. Okay, but what I was going to say, back to the why would I do this to myself, you ask? Because why wouldn't I? I told Jamie, I said, Jamie, on this sale, I'm going to do it all by myself. And she was like, what? And I was like, no, she didn't say that. She's like, okay. Well, I just told her, I go, Jason, I don't know. He doesn't really comment much. I don't know if he thinks I'm crazy or not. I think this makes sense. I have a lot of friends here who said they would help me, and I know that, and I appreciate that, and I know Jamie will be here in a heartbeat, and she would help me, and I appreciate that. But, so I punched these out, and I was thinking these would be cool on these, just for added, and I'm going to make them no matter what. Will it distract during the sale? I don't think so. I think it might, I think it'll be fun. We'll try it out and see. I don't know for sure until you see it, until I actually see it on something. But, like for instance, say I was doing something like this for sale. That stands out. Yeah? Okay. And then I don't have to ink around it because I will need that white edge to pop this out, I believe. Anyhow, so I told Jamie, I said, I'm going to try and do it by myself, because what I want to do, I need to know I can do it all by my lonesome dove in the event that I ever have to. Because I'm stressing out about that, and I can't help it. That's just the way my mind works. I don't want it to work that way, but that's what it's doing. And so I decided I just have to do it then. That's what my soul, my spirit, my soul, my whatever it is that's driving me crazy on the inside, that's what it's telling me to do. So I gave in, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. I've been watching other people. I see a few other people who do it on their own. I think the biggest challenge doing it on my own is just making sure that I see, that's going to be too dark. So it needs to be like nothing else. Like this, if I'm going to do a design, that's the design. So I cannot do the polka dots. I was thinking the polka dots would be cute on this because I think that would stand out also. Anyhow, so I'm addicted to the letters now to do this because they can work on charms and dangles and all these different things. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. So I'm going to keep making these. I think I'm going to stick these aside though. I'm going to get these on here. And then I need to find, I just don't know that I want these really bright white ones, or if I want it, there are other colors that are light. I don't know what I did with that whole pack. I might go grab those and we'll like thumb through them and see what those are about too. Anyhow, so I'm excited. I'm excited for the sales. What was I going to say? Oh, the hardest thing would be, yeah, making sure I type in go and stop. And, but I've been watching lots of people do it. And yeah, I think just keeping track of that. I don't know. I think it's going to be difficult, but I'm going to remember this time to breathe and know that I'll make it through. I don't think I have enough of these here. So the other thing I noticed is last time I was doing this, I was doing it so fast. Some of my letters are kind of crooked, and which is fine. I mean, I think I can tell them all apart. Maybe see. So these are just so cute. And I bought a whole pack of these. And I think, I want to say, so I had finally purchased some stuff from Temu from the, for like plastic bags and things like that. And I'm pretty sure that's where I got these. I was like, oh, I'll try them out and see these and these. And then I got like these big plastic bags and things like that. So let me get these on here. I really want to get back to making the glue books. I'm having so much fun with those, and I've been watching so many videos about them. Okay, we need the glue. And kind of miss doing that. This right here, so our glitter glue sticks really fast. So I'm kind of wondering if I should use a different glue. And I need to make sure if I want to use that little dot, that little hole to put my my little cards on a ring, where will I stick that so they don't get disturbed, right? I think right there. I think they're just going to pop off a little bit right here. Is that the best way to do that? I think I had the other one like this. And I can get them almost all the way on there. Whoops. Goodness gracious. No, I like it better this way. With the V. Actually, that might be better because then I can remember that I'm always going to put the, I'm always going to stick the hole in the V. Kind of like, sort of. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that'll be easier just for me to see. Alrighty. So let's get this on here. So Jason has been doing the most fishing this year. That he just hasn't been allowing himself to do stuff like that, and I've been like super like, I don't know, like kind of sad for him. He's like I'm just too busy. I'm just too busy. And I go, you're always going to be busy in life. That's what life's like. Life is busy. Oh, am I doing this the wrong way? It doesn't matter. You know, the in basket is never that's what an in basket is. It's not meant to be empty. That's why they call it the in basket. There's always something going to be in there. You have to take time and enjoy life. Why are you here? Like why be here? I mean, I don't mean it like that. That did not come out right. But, you know, we have to enjoy our moments here and there. We have to embrace that, right? So he is finally, and I'm so excited that he's doing that. But anyways, I was down here and I was in the sales room making my sheet and getting things priced so that I'm prepared as much as possible. And he comes down and he goes, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and go fishing. And I was like, oh, good, because I knew he had a lot of chores that he wanted to get done. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad, because you know chores are always gonna be here. And so he left to go fishing, and I could have swore I heard him come home, and I thought, oh, well, he must have caught his limit already or something, or came home for lunch or whatever he did. So I went upstairs after I was done doing what I was doing to go make myself some lunch, and he wasn't home. And I thought, oh, okay, well, maybe that wasn't him, because sometimes it sounds like it's just my dog, Maggie, walking, and I think that somebody's here. I told Jason one day, I said, sounds like there's two people walking. And he goes, well, you know, she has 4 paws. I was like, I said, okay, that makes sense. Anyways, whatever. He says, so I go up there and he's nowhere. But then I keep hearing this weird sound. I was like, what the heck is that sound? This is the same punch, so I should have that same V. There it is, my V. I feel like it's a puzzle. And I look out, so I go out back. I'm like trying to pay attention to the sound. I can't tell if it's somebody talking. Like it was just like a weird sound. So I finally go out back and I see all this water, like the back's getting flooded, and I look up and it's not raining. It's so hot outside. And I was like, what the heck? Well, the spigot was on and there was a 5-gallon bucket with some fish in it. Some big fish. And then the bucket was full of water, and the bucket was and the spigot was no longer, I mean, I'm assuming the spigot was supposed to be in the bucket. So yeah, he left it running. Now it is irrigation water, but still, goodness gracious, man, you can't just leave that running like that and then just take off fishing. Poor guy, he's so excited. I guess he's trying to make up for lost time. Anyhow, I called him because he wasn't home, and I wasn't sure if he was still fishing. I said, hey, where are you at? This is like a few hours later after I'd already turned the water off. I go, hey, where are you at? And he goes, oh, I'm fishing. I went to a different spot. That's why he came home, because he went to a different spot. So he goes, I go, what the heck? I go, what's up with that water thing? Because, he's like always on me. He's like, Sandra, why you left the water running? Sandra, why is the light on? Sandra, why is this? Sandra. Or he doesn't say it like that. He's just like, oh, see, we're leaving lights on. Oh, wow, you must something. I don't know. He's always making little comments. Not mean, just kind of like snarky a little bit. So I was like, there must have been an emergency, because Jason would not leave the water running like that. Anyways, I just thought that was kind of funny. I can't wait to terrorize him about it now. Oh, shoosh. It is so hot over here in Washington where I'm at. So hot. My basement's hot. Everything's hot. Like, even so it makes the AC come on. And then when I have my lights on here, my lamp, so I can see, so you can see, it's really hot. So we actually are, I think it's nicer now down here because our furnace, not our furnace. So our unit, our inside unit, our furnace, I guess. Is it the furnace? I'm so confused. We're the heat pump. We're forced air. Anyways, our thermostat upstairs was saying like 70. It went all the way to 78 degrees. I was like, oh my gosh, Jason, what's happening? We went downstairs and it was all froze up. And so he defrosted it. He thought he defrosted it all the way, but he didn't. Anyhow, we had to have the guy come out. And just about $500 later, we ended up with a new thermostat. So we had him come out a while back when Jason was doing the remodeling of the kitchen because something, I can't remember. And so we had him come out, and the guy was like, whoa, that thermostat that we had on the wall. He's like, I've never seen anything like that. So, I mean, it was working. He goes, okay. He goes, well, just FYI, you might want to update that, blah, blah, blah. So Jason, he ordered it. He got the new one. The guy asked him if he wanted, we bought it from him. He had one. So we bought it. He goes, do you want me to install it? And Jason's like, no, it's okay. I think I can figure it out. We'll wait, because we don't have to, we'll just have it on hand. Where we live, we can't get stuff same day, sometimes not even next day, sometimes not even next week. So he bought it off the guy, and then he was going to install it. So anyhow, when this happened, he was like, okay, I guess I need to install that. Well, when we did the remodel on the kitchen, Jason had taken the airflow return, the return on the main floor. There was a big one on the floor. Now, if you've seen those videos, you might remember me pointing that out. So he then transferred that big one, and he made two, smaller than that one big one. He made two smaller ones, and he put them on the toe kick of the island. And he knew that we were going to have to see if that would work, if it'd be enough airflow. Well, it wasn't, and so that was part of it, being so hot. So we learned a few things. One of them is that we needed more airflow. So he came downstairs into the furnace room, and he cut a hole in cut a big section out, which was fine. The guy said, yeah, that's fine to do that. That worked. Pretty genius. I mean, it doesn't look pretty, but, no one's going in my furnace room. So then that was one of the things. The other thing was the filters we were using in our furnace were like really, really good. I guess they really block a lot of stuff. So it was blocking too much. It was restricting the airflow because they were doing their job too good, which is fine. So we went with a different one. So we're going to use these ones and certain ones in the summertime because of the AC. And then the other ones that work really, really good, we'll use those in the wintertime. They're fine for the winter. I don't know anything else except for that. I don't know what any of that means. I just know that the blue ones are for the summer and the white ones are for the winter. So I said blue is like water and then white is like snow. That's how I'm going to remember them. And because I'm the one that changes the filters. So so that was the second thing we learned. And then the other thing was that the unit that Jason was going to put in, he couldn't do it. He was like, I don't know what I'm doing. He tried. Anyway, so we had to call the guy. He came back and he goes, and then it was a different guy, same company. And he came out and he sees our thermostat and he goes, whoa, he goes, I've never seen anything like that. I'm like, how old is this thing? We bought it. It was new when we bought it from the guy who put our furnace in. After we bought the house, we had to put a new heat pump and everything in. All the ductwork was here. And the heat worked, but the AC was not working. So we've had troubles with the AC since the day we bought this house, and moved into it and bought it. But we've just been working with it here and there, just kind of to get it going. We finally have it. Nice. Well, this is the first time since we've been in this house that my bedroom, that the main floor. So we have 3 floors, right? So the main floor was nice and cool, not over cold or anything like that. When we went upstairs to go to bed, normally when we go upstairs, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so freezing up here because of the AC trying to keep up with the whole house. It wasn't. It was like nice. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't feel like I have to like put a heating pad on the bed before I can get in. Not that I do that, but I wanted to. Anyhow, I was like, Jason, get in the bed first. Get on my side and lay on there so it's nice and warm on those sheets, please. I'm going to go do my bathroom duties while you do that. And he did. I mean, he always does. He's always taking good care of me. He's such a sweetheart. Anyways, I said, wow, that's crazy. I go, it's really nice. Pardon me, you guys. I'm so sorry. He goes, yeah. He goes, it's crazy how when you have everything, the right stuff, how it all works the way it's supposed to. I'm so excited. I hope it stays that way for a long time. So some of them are coming off the edge. I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, if I get bored one day, I might go in and cut those off. But I think these are going to be kind of cute. I think they're super cute, actually. So there's that. There's one side, I feel like there's one side that has more texture than the other. I don't think it matters. Just put it on. There we go. Yeah. So loving the heat, loving that everything is working now. I'm so excited, because it gets so hot here and the AC part just drives me crazy when it doesn't work or when it gets so cold. But so far, so I was wondering, like down here in the basement, so I run a heater all year long down here in the basement because it always stays so cold. I close the vents. I actually have magnets. I don't even just have a magnet strip on them. Jason, well, this one hasn't got its thing done yet. But Jason will he'll tape it, or he'll stuff something in there because the magnet strip, because I'm in the basement, they're up high, they're not down low or flat. So the magnet strip eventually blows off. It's not that strong, I guess. I don't know. Anyhow, we just buy them at the hardware store. So I end up with a heater because it gets really cold down here. But I haven't noticed that's been a little, like it's always chillier in the basement. I mean, that's normal, but it hasn't been freezing. Normally, like in the morning, when I get up, I get out of bed, leave my room and I go downstairs and I make coffee, get the coffee going. And then I come directly down to the basement because I know I'm going to be down here. And I turn on the heater that I have plugged into the wall. And I go back upstairs and have my coffee. And I sit in the living room, have my coffee in peace and quiet until it's time to come down here, and then it's nice and warm when I come back down here. So when I came down here these last couple of days, since we've had the new thermostat and everything, got the right filter on, got the new thermostat put on, all the icing is taken, everything's done. It wasn't freezing, like it was chillier, but normally I have to have like a sweater on when I come down here. Like I don't dare come down here in just like my tank top. Normally I'm just like in a pair of like pajama pants and a tank top. And and then I grab a sweater off the rack before I head down here. I'm like, there's no way I'm coming down here without socks and a sweater. There's no way. But I didn't have to. So that's nice. I'm actually just sitting here now. Well, I guess the heater's on over there, but I'm feeling kind of warm with this heat lamp. I call it a heat lamp. It is a ring light, and it just gives me so much heat. All right, so my crazy busy day. So one of our tenants also is moving. So I'm in the midst of doing that moving, like thank you friends for sharing and liking and talking and helping me get my post boosted on Facebook. I appreciate that so much. But I'm trying to getting that listed. So our tenant, they're actually in lease until I think it's either the end of July or the end of August, their lease. But they're moving, and they're moving out of town, and they're moving because they got some family property, and they're actually gonna be sheep farmers now. She's a teacher right now, but anyways, they're moving. And she told me, she was like, I know I'm in lease, I know I'm liable. She goes, but just wanted to let you know we are moving and blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay. I said, well, if I can get your place rented, as soon as I can get it rented, then you're not liable for the rest of that lease. And so I will work as diligently as you want me to. So they said their last month is going to be June. And I said, well, if you're willing to let me show the house during the month of June, once you guys get packed up, as long as you're okay with it. I mean, I would never just show up. I always call. I said, I have to give you 48 hours notice no matter what. But if you're willing to do that, I'll start getting it listed now, and we can try and get a renter in there, beginning of July. And that way you don't have to pay for rent at a place that you're not living. We can do that. So she's like, okay. So we're doing that. And it's hard because I don't have pictures of the unit, which I was like, what the heck? I got pictures of everything. So I know I had taken pictures, but you know what, you guys? I don't know if you remember this, but in the beginning when I was doing the YouTube and all that stuff, I couldn't hold photos. I couldn't do videos because I had to delete all the photos from everywhere. And I thought I sent those to Jason. He says I didn't. Maybe I should check his stuff on my own. But I thought I sent them all to him. Like, I can't keep these. They're going to be gone. And I thought, and so either I sent them to him, or I thought, you know what, I'll just get photos when they move, I guess, because YouTube's way more important. I don't want to have any photos. So I went outside and I snapped a couple just for the outside, but people want to see the inside. I don't blame them. I want to see the inside too. So I'm doing applications, and the way I do it, since I'm just just a person having rentals, I'm not a corporation or a company, I'm able to just do it a little bit different in the sense that I work for myself. So we just do the application first. And so right now I'm just accepting applications, and then anybody that goes through the application process, then from there we will set a viewing date. And then from that viewing date, if they want to move forward, I will send them then the screening link so that they can do the screening part. And I need to get those letters, but really quick, I also have these black ones. I'm just going to have random letters floating around my craft room. Why not? If I should take you guys on a tour of my craft room right now, it would make anybody who has a messy craft room feel so good. You would feel so good about yourself. Okay, let's see. Anyhow, so I have that on my plate too. It's a lot. Nope, I think I like the white. Okay, I'm going to go grab those white ones. I'll be right back. All right, not more letters. Here's the letters right here. I needed to get more of these. But since I got up and had to go get those, I went ahead and grabbed these letters really quick. So I don't want to touch them because I don't want to smear them. But what I was talking about is, like, see how the Z, I put the little Z on the top. I don't know if that's going to matter, but I just thought it was cute. It looked, I thought I liked it. I still like it. Anyhow, but now I know that's going to smudge because there's I used the wrong ink. And it's pretty, but it's going to smudge once I touch it. So what do? I guess I can try that stuff. I should have went and seen if I had that stuff. that I was talking about. Okay, I'll be right back. These things, the UV resistant clear acrylic, oh my gosh, acrylic coating, protects against harmful UV light rays, non-yellowing, permanent coating, moisture resistant, and dries in minutes. And then this one, and this is a matte, and this one is a gloss. This is a gloss finish. There's, you know, I guess I could try a couple of them with that I didn't do and see how they work and see which one I like better. I'm thinking the matte, just because of the I'm wondering like reflection from light and stuff like that with the camera, so it would be the matte. Anyhow, I wonder if those would work. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Only one way to find out for me. So now I gotta stick them on something so they don't blow away when I spray them. Oh, I guess I can hold them with like a little pair of tweezers, maybe. Okay, just working it out. Anyways, so I've got applications coming in. Back to that. I've got applications coming in, so that's great. But people want to see it, and I don't have any photos yet. So my current tenant, I told her, I said, you know, hey, if you're okay with either me come over, take some photos after you get some stuff packed up, or whenever, then let me know. I said, I'm so sorry, I just don't have photos. And that is kind of hindering the getting it rented sooner. So it's up to you what you want. So she said, you know, she's going to take some photos for me. By the time you see this video, I might have them already. She said she's going to take them on Sunday. I guess, and you're watching this on Monday. So there's that. And I'll be able to get those posted. So we do applications like in the order that they're received, like the application process, the screening process, all that stuff. And I don't like to send, so I don't like to send the screening. I know I've said this before. I don't like sending the screening until after they do the viewing, because it's a non-refundable fee. I don't even collect it. It doesn't go to me. It goes straight to a link. I use a secure third party for applications. It's called easylandlordforms.com. And I signed up. So I have like a whole thing, like, I'm in it. So I have to be, you know, really careful, making sure I do everything the right way. And so it follows all the Washington state, whatever state you're in, it follows your state regulations and guidelines and requirements and RCWs and all the things. And in Washington, we have certain things like depending on where you're at in Washington. So like in the Seattle area, there's certain things that they have to adhere to that we don't over here, because we're completely different than Seattle, that area. Anyways, whatever. So I don't do the screening right away, because I like them to come view it first, which is fine. That's totally legal, and you can do that. Because I don't want, you know, a dozen different families paying that, because only one person is going to be able to rent it, because I can't put a dozen families in the rental. I don't think they would like that either. With the rental company that I work at for property management, you have to do everything. And so it's like, and that's how it is in, I think, most rental companies and management companies. You fill out the application and the screening period. However, because they are a rental management company, they generally have more than one rental at any given time, but they have them more often than a private person like me. And so when you do your screening, you pay your screening one time. It's good for any of their properties within their company. Where me, it's only good for the one that you're using, because they're only good for a certain amount of time, like 3 months, I think is what it is, depending on where you go through. So, education. I don't know. Does anybody even know this stuff? Does anybody even want to know this stuff? This is what's going on. This is what's going on in my mind. So I'm like swamped with it. Well, because I do my own property management, and because I work at an office that does property management. I mean, although I worked for myself before I ever worked for anybody else. I can't, when I'm getting messages and calls for my properties, for my rental, I can't answer anything while I'm at work. It's a conflict of interest, obviously, right? So I can't answer anything at work. Which is kind of sucking right now for me, because I have to get back to these people fast, because I don't want to lose my potential tenants. The last time I had a rental, this is no joke, I had people contacting me, you know, like over the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you know, I'm home. So I can be contacted throughout the day. And whatever. At a certain point at night, though, I still will be in contact, but I just let people know I'll get them their application first thing in the morning, because I'm not in my office, because my office is on another floor and everything's turned off for the night. So I do treat it that way. Like, I don't just keep running up and, hey, Jason, hold on a second. Sorry, mid-conversation. Hold on, I got to go do some application things. Nope, I send them in the morning. But then I will do it throughout the day. So I'm thinking that I might not be at work. Well, you're watching this on Monday. I might not be at work on Monday. It just depends on how much information I have to do, because I have to focus on my own business and I can't do both of us at the same time. Well, anyways, what I was going to say is, so what happened is the last time I had to do a rental, it was hard because I can't say who I am at. Like, I can't say, oh, hey, you just called me. So I had a good tenant that, I had a potential tenant who was asking about my place, and I had to stop getting back to them. And what happened is they ended up going through where I work, and I can see that, but I can't say anything. So, and this person ended up not renting at all. They didn't even move to our area after all was said and done. But I kind of thought that was kind of horrible. I didn't like that feeling. I felt perplexed in the way that I felt like I was losing, not giving my business the best foot forward. I don't know how to say this right. Anyhow, I was professional. I kept it at work. Or maybe they did get the tenant. I don't even remember. But anyways, I thought, oh, this is kind of a bummer, because I'm not home answering my calls. Of course, people are going to look elsewhere. I would. I mean, like, if someone can't get back to me and I'm like really needing a place and I'm like Johnny on the spot. We have a lot of people that move into our area every year for teachers, nurses, doctors, like in the healthcare profession, school profession, and also we're on the border, so we have customs agents and border patrol agents. So we get a lot of people, fire service people, things like that. So they have to wait, they do their thing, they put in for their transfer, whatever's happening, and it's a government thing, so it's like hurry up and wait. And while they're doing this, they have to be prepared for, with a place to live. Well, because they're in the hurry up and wait mode, they're looking for a place. They're kind of, like, we need to secure something. So even if it's just for the first year, because that's what most people do anyways, because it's always a lease by a year, almost always. I lease by a year. And with all the changes that Washington State just made with the whole, all that kind of stuff, I will never do a lease less than a year now. So shouldn't say never. I mean, I guess it really depends on if Washington State changes their laws again. Don't know, but it's okay. I just have to work with it, right? Anyways, so I wasn't able to do that. So I'm just kind of thinking, like, what do I do? I can work just for like a couple of hours, but then I have to go back home. But then I feel it's awkward. Like, if I'm talking to the same person at home and I'm talking to the same person when I'm at work, but I don't tell the person at work that, oh, hey, yeah, you were looking at my place. You were talking to me and I just did a viewing for you, or we were going to set up a viewing, or I don't know. Does that make sense? And then they come to the office. It just feels awkward. I don't like it. I am getting out. I was going to tell you guys, oh yeah, that's what I should have led this one with. I had the talk with Shane. So she knows. I told her, I stayed after work on last week on Wednesday. I stayed after later, helping her work through some stuff that she was doing. I was just doing it as a friend. And so I was there, and then we started talking about other things, and I was giving her, asking her the questions, and then I said, all right, Shane, I really need to be transparent, because I felt that at some point when she commented something, and she goes, I know. I said, well, I told her, I go, well, I'm not going to be here for all of July. And she goes, yeah, I know. Family's important. Family's first. She goes, I'm all about that. And I go, I know you are, and I appreciate that. Thank you. I said, but I wanted to talk to you because when I come back in August, I told her, and it might bleed into August a little bit. It might blend over there. I hate saying the word bleeding over, but it might blend into August a little bit. And she goes, okay. I go, but what I wanted to say is, when I do come back, she goes, I know you're going to be less days. So I was like, yes. And she goes, I know it's going to be less. She goes, like maybe just a couple days a week. And I just looked at it and I was like, oh, I said, or less. and then she stopped. That's when she finally stopped, and she looked up at me, and so I was getting ready to leave at this point, and so I sat back down. I said, Jane, I want to be fully transparent with you and let you know where I'm at. So I just had that talk. It was friendly and calm, and I just said, this is where I'm at. So she's got a lot of things changing, and there are a lot of things that are moving, and she is doing it finally. And I agree. I think it's because she's finally had to. So she was just, standing there. I mean, how did you put that? Just standing there in the doorway, just like, and she didn't have to do it. So she wasn't doing it. And it didn't matter that other people, it's not that it didn't, I don't know that it just didn't matter to her that other people were waiting on her to do this stuff, or if it was a fear thing that was stopping her, or she doesn't understanding that people really needed to move forward in different ways, and we're going to, as in me. So I told her, so she asked me, she goes, you're not going to just quit, are you? And I said, well, and I looked at her and I said, no, I'm not going to just quit, Shane. I would never do that. I would never just wake up one morning and just say, Shane, I'm not coming in. I'm never going to be back. And that's it. I'm done. And I said, but to be fully transparent, I said, I might only be here once a week, and there may be weeks that I don't come in at all. And I said, so I just need to know what your timelines are. And so she told me, and I said, all right. I said, because in all honesty, I want to be done fully. I was planning on being done fully by October. And I said, and I'm not saying that I could never come in and help here and there. I'm just saying that the likelihood of me being able to do that is probably slim to none because I have so much going on and I need to focus on that. And she said she understood and she was okay with it. And she's happy that I'm not just leaving her. There's the other girl that's working there, Nikki, who I absolutely adore. She's so sweet. She's a lot younger than me. And so, she doesn't have the life stuff that's happened. Like I have life things and I have rental history, from being my own things. And then I have the stuff from working at at Shane's company for the last 2.5 years or so. So I get it. But the only way Nikki's going to get that and know that is by doing it. That's the only way. And I know she's fully competent to do it. She's very sweet, very nice. She's eager to learn. She's got a really great memory. And she's got, wonderful people skills. So here's the thing. Her people skills are just they're just like amazing. Like she's just definitely that's her gift. That's one of her gifts. That right there is half the battle. You can teach anybody the rules and the regulations and all that other stuff. But those people skills, I've tried to teach those to people. I've tried to help people that didn't have them. That's not I'm like, you can't pay me enough to do that. There comes my real people skills out right now. So anyways, so I felt really good about the conversation. So as it is right now, I'm taking off the full month of July. That's already in there. I may take off the first week of August. And then when I go back, I'm planning on going back 1 day a week for the rest of August, September, and then maybe through October, with some of those weeks maybe even being not even there. I don't know. I think the day that I want to do, I think I said before I was going to do a Tuesday because of my long weekends sometimes that I take. But I think I know Mondays are the hardest day, and they're the ones that I hate the most there because they are generally the hardest day. But I think it would be the best day because I don't think I would want to, when I started thinking about it, I don't think I want to go in on a Tuesday, like half the week's gone. So I'm going to do Monday. And then that way, when Nikki's there, she's in her whole flow of the week. And then she gets a nice 3-day weekend, which is better than having 2 days off and then another split, a weird day. She gets a weekday, which I always think is great to have a weekday intermingled with your weekend so that you can do doctor's appointments and things like that without having to take a day off work. But what's nice about that Monday is that if I'm out of town, sorry, I'm so sorry if my videos are boring with what I'm making, but I need to talk it out, so I'm going to talk out loud whether you guys are here with me or not. Truth. Anyways, I think she'll be fine. So that way, if I'm not home or I'm not coming in for whatever reasons, I didn't get stuff done, I don't know, I can just take that Monday off, and I think that'll work. And who knows? It's literally only 4 hours during that day, so I might just stay with it longer, just for, I don't know. I don't even think that's enough to pay to do gas money. So what would and here's my question is, so I make $19 an hour. I'm on, it's a 1099, so I do $19 an hour. If I only do 1 day a week, my pay shouldn't go down, right? I should still get the $19 an hour. I feel like I'm going to be really earning my $19 an hour anyways for that 1 day a week. So what is that? And 19 times 4, so that'd be 20 times 4 would be 80 minus $4 would be 76. Did I do that right? I make 76 bucks. Yeah. No. Yes. I can't. Oh my gosh. Okay. 20 or no, my gosh. Yeah. So see, I did $20 because it's easier times 4. That'd be 0 and then 8. Yeah. So I make 80 bucks a day minus 4, which would be 76. Okay. So 76 bucks a week. Yeah, that's gas. That's gas. And there you go. So I might just do it. I don't know. Last time I stopped working all the way from home. I mean, I stopped working outside the house altogether. I found that I get depressed easy. Or I don't know about depressed. I get, I don't know. I get this weird thing where it's like you have all the time in the world, so now you get nothing done. I know other people that are opposite, but I'm not. I've got all the time in the world, so I'm getting nothing done. That's probably called procrastination. So, but I have a plan. So my plan is I want to do sales once a week. I want to do craft with me, a live craft with me once a week. And I want to do my videos where I'm doing something, you know, where I'm creating and doing things and hanging out like this 3 days a week still. So that's what, 5 days a week. And I think I like that more than the other. So when my videos that I'm like, when I am recording these kind of videos, they, I usually do 2 or all 3 in 1 day, but I usually do either one. It usually takes me 2 days to do 3 videos. And that's with, and like the editing, like every video needs to be somewhat edited because I turn my camera off and on, so I have to join them. So when I'm joining them, I'll cut off a little piece here and there. Well, I heard my door, so now I know for sure that's Jason because so far Maggie has not learned how to open the door. And I hope it's Jason. I don't have my tank top. I don't have a bra on. Hello? Oh my gosh, he's so weird. He's just lurking over there like a stalker. What are you doing? What? Yeah, but you can come in here. You got a fish in your hand or something? Hold on, friends. What's all over you? Oh my gosh, my husband is burnt to a crisp. I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, I think this video is probably really long, so I probably need to end it. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick with these white letters. I think I'm going to put these on here. The only thing I'm thinking about is there's 2 sets of letters. There's these ones with the round parts. I feel like they're in competition with the little splatters. And there's another letter that didn't have the roundy parts. I'm going to go grab those really quick and see what they look like. Let's see, what letter are we looking at right there? Like that H, for instance, and that M. This H, for instance, is just straight. They're kind of big, though. Oops. That's okay. I mean, it's okay if they goes over this. Yeah, I think that's going to be better than this, which I guess I could have just used one right next to it, like so. I think that one's going to stand out more. I wish I was good with like inking, so I could just ink the insides of these without getting ink on the white, like just getting like a little bit of a mark on it. I watch people do it all the time and they use a Sharpie, like this. Let me see. And I have the fine tip one too. Whoops. And I don't know why, but I always end up going, I'm probably just impatient. Maybe I just need to go slow and just do a couple at a time. I have a few days left. Anyways, okay, my friends, Jason is burnt to a crisp. I had to turn this off because I had to look at him. And so I remember a while back, I tried to buy him some t-shirts for men, you know, and with that V-neck. And he was like, what are you getting me a woman's shirt for? And so I was like, they're not a woman's, it's a men's. It's in style, like, and it'll look good on you. You're so handsome, wear it. I'm not wearing it anyway, so they're still in his closet. He's never worn them. Well, now that he's a little older and his eyes are a little older, he has to wear readers. And he keeps them with him all the time. He buys the really cheap ones, you know, like a 6-pack at Costco or something like that. And then he's got them all over the place. Well, his favorite place to keep them when he's out and about is on his t-shirt. And of course, I'm sure a lot of my friends here know what I'm talking about. And it pulls his shirt down. So he's like, is my face burnt? Because he was wearing a hat with a bill. And I said, I don't think so. I mean, it's a little bit red on your cheeks. And he goes, and he pulls his shirt down, and there's like, it looks like an arrow. Like there's an arrow now. He has a red arrow pointing downward. He has those glasses because he put his glasses on. Okay, see how that stands out? And let me grab another H here. All right. I don't think I'm going to be perfect at getting the outline in there, but I think that little bit of black maybe pops it out. Definitely not using the roundy ones on this for the splatters. I think either one. That H is upside down. Is that, or is that, oh, no, this one is. This, okay. I don't know. Do I make sure I put it on the right way, though? I'll look on the camera, because when I do this, I won't know until I look on there. But go ahead and tell me what you think is better. You'll know which one I chose, which one I thought was better once, because you'll see these. I think these ones will be done. If not, these ones are done. I'm gonna go ahead and put some sort of sealer. I'm gonna try that spray and see if that'll work, because I don't want to keep smushing these. But aren't they? I thought that was cute, just to add the H and the Y and the X, because like that X looked a little funny to me, so that kind of helps me see it. I know it's really small for the camera, so you might not see it, but I'll see it, and it'll be so I can say it. Anyhow, got that going on. So I hope that everybody enjoyed hanging out with me today. Thanks for letting me talk my way through a lot of stuff, and thank you for being the best cheerleading squad a girl could ever ask for. You guys are seriously the bestest. I cannot wait to do the live sale. I cannot wait to do the live craft with me. I am planning on doing those on Thursdays at this moment in time, but that may switch to Wednesdays. I'm still trying to fill out this whole new schedule, and I have to move through this super busy season that I happen to be in at the moment. But yeah, I hope you enjoy all your most, my friends. I will see you on the next video. Bye.